What's a good word, everyone? It's your boy DKB here. I just want to say thanks for all the support. The channel's been steadily growing, and the number you see below, you can drop a text, shoot a voicemail, any ideas, topics, collabs, etc. you guys want to see. I'll include them in future videos and live streams, and I'll catch you again. Be easy. What's a good word, Jets fans? It's your boy DKB here. We have breaking news from Jay Glazer, and I'm seeing Ari Mirov amongst a few other people's mention this, but according to Jay Glazer, Aaron Rodgers flew back to New Jersey last week to meet with the Jets about his future with the team, only to be told that the team was moving on from him. If that means he would be a June 1st designation, that allows him to sign with any other team in the league on March 12th if he decides to continue to play. Given that Aaron made the effort to fly back to discuss his future, all signs point to him continuing to play. It just won't be for the Jets. Now, this is huge for a number of reasons. One, I think this just continues to emphasize the point that Aaron Glenn looks like a home run hire, because I would highly imagine the Robert Saleh regime would have allowed this to drag out into free agency, into the draft, into the offseason, where they're still looking to see if he's going to be on the team or not, to some degree, right? There's a bit of hyperbole there, but realistically, you could have seen this happening for at least another month or so. Hence, even just going to acquire him, right? And we ended up losing out on some free agents because they didn't think that we were going to have a solidified QB1 in place. Fast forward to today. This is excellent news on a number of fronts. One, it allows us to immediately move on from all of the additional distractions that comes with Aaron Rodgers, right? The numerous interviews, the numerous podcast and shows that he's going to jump on. Realistically, some of these shade-like comments that we've heard him dish in regards to what's going on in the building, and while I respect that part the most, right? We needed it. We needed an inside voice that was going to call out a lot of the dysfunction going on in the organization. On that same front, he's contributed just as much to anybody for the season that we had. A extremely disappointing season. And when I think back on the offseason Egypt trip, for example, right, this was one where you were either in the camp of it's, 1 or 2 days of practice, whatever it was. How is that going to kill anybody? Or it was the fact that no other quarterback in the NFL is putting their team through those same kind of situations. And so coming off of a significant injury the year before, knowing that you need to continue to build, work at this chemistry. You're talking about a new scheme in place with your OC and all of this stuff that we're trying to install. And even if you weren't going out there to play, you being out there as a pivotal piece to let them know this is being executed well or this isn't, this is how I would like to see things, etc. It would have been huge, right? And every little piece makes up the difference, right? That's why we say it's a game of inches. It's a game of grit, strain, all of those things, right? I think Robert Saleh had a lot of the key verbiage that you would want to hear in a coaching staff, but we just never really executed on it. So the fact that Aaron Glenn is putting it into the nonsense up front, not only does it give us a chance to get a head start on free agency, you can start connecting some dots already to who would be potential replacements, right? Rick Spielman in the building, and guess who we gave out a huge contract to? Kirk Cousins. There's going to be a litany of other names that we're going to look at, right? I know I've already seen, for those that don't want to just entrust the role to Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston out there as a younger name, right? Hendon Hooker as a trade. There's going to be a few other potential candidates out there for us, but now we get to try to glean what is Aaron Glenn's plan going to be at the quarterback position. Also, probably a win for Tanner Engstrand. You don't have a guy that feels like may kind of have pushback on any ideas that you put out there that you want to install for your scheme, right? We know Aaron Rodgers was extremely rigid about being able to just go to the line, have no motion, read the defense pre-snap, and then he'll try to adjust the things after. But he is a quarterback that more so thrives in the pre-snap adjustments, right? And if things don't line up the way he expected them to, he has some ability to improvise, but ultimately his athleticism and stuff wasn't where it used to be to really make that an ace of his game. So I'm super thrilled for this whole thing. Yes, it sucks knowing that there's a little bit more of a question mark. But again, for those that have kept track of my opinions, I am a fan of Tyrod Taylor and think that we can still reach the playoffs with him if our defense returns to the level that we've seen it previously. And I don't see anything indicating why we couldn't necessarily do that, right? So huge win for Tanner Engstrand, huge win for Aaron Glenn. Even in Aaron Rodgers' perspective, I would say it's probably a win, right? Because now you get to start trying to game plan for yourself where it is you want to go, unless he surprisingly retires, right? But according to the reports, that seems unlikely. So here we are. Aaron Glenn's finally got it done. And I think that was probably one of the final questions too. Would this new regime be bold enough to go ahead and eat the cap? And I think we probably rely on Darren Mucci's experience here, right? With Russell Wilson being one of those major historical contracts where they just decide to eat all of the dead cap, split it over a couple of years, and call it a day. So ultimately, let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys again. Peace.